Hello again, this is the course of information system development and continuing the next section of the data visualization. We are going to learn more about what we already did, like the something related with the admin page. Okay, you can use the admin page from the demo. You can use also the admin page from the Bootstrap. Okay, but yeah, it's one of the option that you can use for your team project. Okay, and now let's deal with something uh, to integrate. How can we get the data from the DB, and then how can you show them into the graph? Okay, because you just get the graph from the internet, and then the data is very simple, like yeah, you just create in your JavaScript, and then you uh, show it in the graph. But now if you have your data in your DB, how can you extract the data, and then how can you show it into the graph? So we can have something like, yeah, maybe algorithms. Okay, before you do the visualization, we may calculate something, and then after you calculate, and then you want to show it into the graph. So this example, we are going to show the simple algorithm like the Euclidean distance, and then how can we show the numerical values from the database into the graph using the JavaScript. Yeah. For the first, let's make the serializers.py, and in this, yeah, this is the code. So you guys just make serializer.py. In this case, you just make this into the basic rest. Okay, I guess I think we have this one, serializer.py. Okay, so you can open this one, and then let's check this one. You can use this meta. Okay, yeah, you can use this meta. Just use all. Okay, or of course you can also define all the fields by yourself. Yes, yeah, let's just use all. Okay, and after you use this all, you want to use the simple Euclidean distance. Okay, let's suppose you want to, okay, I will give you some options. You can use the Euclidean distance in Python, or you can use the Euclidean on the JavaScript. So you know the Python is very powerful for the data analysis, and you can use also the JavaScript for doing the same calculation. So let's learn how can we use those two. Okay. So in the fuse.py, we can just make it for the Euclidean distance. So this is the Euclidean distance. So if you have 2 points, then you want to subtract those 2 points, and then you will do the square. Okay. And let's see, if I use the fuse.py, you can just give the Euclidean distance into the new function. Okay, let's just continue with this one. So I'm importing math, and Euclidean distance will be from these 2 points, P1 and P2, and then yeah, I will do the Euclidean distance for every point, and then for every point I will just power of 2, and then the last one I just will use the square root in order to get the E. Okay, so this is the function in the fuse.py, and let's say I'm going to use this one. I want to compare. Okay, so I just put a new code here, compare, and then this will be posted into the comparison.html. it means I want to know about like and dislike. Those two actually are the numbers, and we want to know is there any gap between the like and dislike. Okay, so the first is I want to get all the object, and then from the all object I would like to get the like, I want to get the dislike, and from the P1, because I know that in our database there are the this one, I guess. Can I see this? Yes, yeah, I guess we have three rows. So we have 1 2 3 and then 1 1 2 3, and we want to put them into the list. So you know, in the Python we have list. So the P1, three numbers in the P1 will be in the list of Python data structure, and we will get it as PP1, and the result of P2 will be also regarded as a list, and it will be in the PP2. So we want to measure the Euclidean distance of PP1 and PP2, and it will be in the result. And here we will use the comparison.html to show the result, and all the variables will be shown in the HTML file. Okay, and we have this compare. Of course, you need to put the compare into the URLs. Okay, so the URLs, yes, this one, you just put one more. Okay, you just have this compare. Okay, yeah, you can use like this one, use the compare to call the function compare, and after you have this compare, let's make a new comparison. Let's make a new HTML file. Comparison.html. So yeah, let's deal with this later. Okay, I guess it's ready, and let's check. If you want to check this one, yeah, this one. So the table shows the like and dislike here, and okay, the Euclidean distance is 1 to 1, something, something, something. Okay. If you want to know the Euclidean distance by the JavaScript, then you can click. Okay, the result is the same. Okay. Now, how can I get this from the JavaScript? The comparison.html, you know, the HTML will have the head, okay? And in the head, I have the script. This is the JavaScript. I want to get the distance. First, I want to get the P1 and I want to get the P2. Okay, from where? Yeah, this is the hidden value. So the P1 is the result of the parsing value from the PP1. Okay, you know that the PP1 is the value from the Python file or from the Django, and then we have the PP2 is also stored in the variable P2, and we want to pass this value into the JavaScript. Okay, so we want to get those values. The first value is P1 and the second value is P2, and yeah, we want to replace. Okay, how can we replace? So we want to replace this a value from the Python or from the Django, and we want to replace it into a variable a, and then the variable a will be parsed into a JSON. Okay, and it's also the same. I want to pass the value into the another JSON, so into array. Okay, so if you want to check this one, I guess you can have also send alert a. Okay, so you can check what is a actually, and then yeah, okay, let's see if I do this one. Yeah, this is A. So this is an array. We have the 182, 34. Okay. So those array will be converted into the array of the JavaScript. So if you want to check this one, you have array 1. Okay. Yeah. The result from the Python, you will have the square bracket. But in the JavaScript, there is no square bracket. So we need to change from that format into the JavaScript. So after you change the format to the JavaScript into array, then you can deal with the array in the JavaScript. So you want to start from 0 until the length, and then you want to do the power, math.power, it means power of 2, and then just do the minus. Okay, so the subtract those two array 1 and array 2, and then power by 2, and finally the total you want to use the square root. Okay, yeah, the remaining is only the table. Okay, so we are just showing the information from the table in the database, and yeah, that's all. We are just using the bootstrap in order to show it into the table. Yeah, with this kind of way, yeah, we want to use the fuse.py. You want to extract the data from the database and then use the fuse.py, and then you show it into HTML. And there are some JavaScript in order to calculate the Euclidean distance. However, we can also do the other ways with the REST API. Okay, I'm a little bit reviewing the REST API because I guess it's also the part of your final exam later. Yeah, so you need to know how can we apply with the REST API. And yeah, when you do with the statement, this one, yeah, actually it is the regular expression. Yeah, so I guess this one, yeah, this is the regular expression, and yeah, it depends. It depends on the cases. So I can say that this is one of the solution if you are doing with the list of array from Python. But in our case, with other kind of data, you may need another way to solve the problem with the regular expression. So I guess this one is a good start. Okay. The replace method is a method to search a string for a specific value or a regular expression and return a new string where the specified values are replaced. So if there is a difference between the Python and JavaScript, then yeah, you can use the regular expression, because what you get from the HTML is only the string. So the string is not directly applicable to the JavaScript. That's why you need to convert, or you need to use some way to deal with this kind of data structure. So after you have the regular expression, now you want to let's say I want to do something with the graph. Okay, because I know that I already show the example with this calculation. Now I want to show the like, okay, how many like and then how many dislike. Okay. And of course, you are using this table, and then yeah, this table is from the data that you have in your database. So let's see, if I want to extract that one, you may need this Okay, you can use this one. I guess you can just copy and paste, and then you can modify the comparison to the HTML. Okay, so this comparison to the HTML, just replace all. Okay, now what you can do is to check. Okay, uh, first let's see. If you do the click reset, yes, you can get the chart. Yeah, now I'm just showing you the chart in the same page. Okay, you can try to use other page to show this kind of graph. So you see this one is 34 compared to 95. Okay, 34 compared to 95, and then this is 2 compared with 2. Oh, this one is the second ID. 2 is 82 and 47, and this is 100 compared with 1. Okay, so this one actually is from, yeah, the beginning is the same. Oh no, yeah, we are using different way at this time. Yeah, I put the JavaScript in the below part. Okay, so you can check. First you want to get the loader, and then I want to get the Google chart, and the Google chart is used from the package core chart. I create a table. After I create a table, I have a form that I use to get the result of the equation distance from Python, and from the JavaScript I also do the same like what we did before, but now the JavaScript has been replaced into this below section. Okay, in this below section, I want to include this JavaScript. Like I want to have one variable combine. It is the array, and this variable combine, it will be used to combine all the numbers from the Python file. So let's say I have the value 1, I have the value 2, and I want to include also the ID. Okay. So the ID, like and dislike, it will be stored into the combine array. Okay. And after you have the combine array with this 1, 2, and 3, yeah, you just let's say, yeah, this one is to show the total into the HTML file. You can check also in the console. So later we will check, and yeah, you want to draw the chart. The chart in this case is from the Google chart. So the Google chart is using the yeah, we are using the bar chart. Okay, and the bar chart will use the data. The data that we are going to use is from the array to data table. That is from the combine. What is combine? Yeah, combine is here. Combine is the array that you combine from the like and dislike. And after you have the data, yeah, you can just put the title like and dislike, and then you just call the bar chart and then show it into the web. Okay, if you are doing this one in like this one, and let's say if I want to see the result of the base 12, F12, okay, I guess, yeah, you can get this array. This is the result of the console log. You have this console.log data. Okay, so this console.log data shows the data in the log. Okay, so this will be shown in this log, and the other things is just I guess it is just from the object. Okay, this is from the cache. So you want to get the value for every row. Okay, and yeah, using this data we want to convert into this graph. the other thing that I need to show to you is you're using in this case, you are using the variable that you use in the HTML. Now you're using the parsing from the Python or from the Django into the HTML. Yes, from the views.py into the HTML. You're using this one. From the views.py, you're extending to HTML, and then JavaScript extract the data from HTML. Now, how if you are using the REST API? It means you don't need to use the views.py. You don't need to, you don't need to make the hidden variable and etc. Just go from the API. I give you one example. We are using the function draw chart. So you just copy and put this into the function draw chart. Yeah, this one. Okay, let's just replace this one. So the new function draw chart, it will draw the chart without getting the information from the Django, but we are using this API. If you still remember this API, this API is the data. Okay, this is the data that you have, the first post, the second post, and the third post. And using this data, you want to consider this as a JSON, and then make it as a response text. And when you have this data, you want to parse data. Okay, so this is the JSON data. You are using the Ajax to extract the data. So you want to get the API. And then after you have this API and then the data type and then the asynchronous equals to false, then the JSON data, you want to parse it into the parse data. And if you check this, what is it? I guess if I run one more time, yeah, there's an error. I guess there's something that I cannot get here. Yeah, the idea is the same with the previous one. We are just using the parsing to get from the JSON data into the data format in the JavaScript, and then after you have the idea of after you get the data structure in the JavaScript, then you can just change it into the array, and then for every data in the ID, in the like, and in the dislike, you want to put into the variable result. And after you have the variable result, you want to put those items into the data table. Okay, so we have the variable result, and then we want to put into the data table. And after we have this data table, again, you want to show it in the bar chart. Okay. Well, draw chart. Oh, something wrong with this one. The dollar sign is not. Okay, I guess I need to check this one. Why this one is not available? Actually, it should be fine. It should be fine with this one. Don't need to change it the other. So you have this. Okay, if you have this, yeah, I guess the dollar sign should be fine. I don't know why this. That's the error. Okay, I guess I know that the problem is in the, okay, I guess the problem is in this jQuery, okay? So I will put this into the PPD, I guess. Yeah, something that I miss here. Okay. Mm, yeah, I will put this into the script. So this problem occurs the error. So let's just use this one, and then I will just replace the comparison. Okay, and then let me check with this, and if you click, yes, okay, now it works. So this is the, when you click this Euclidean distance, so it means you are now using this draw chart. Okay, I guess this is still in the previous draw chart, so you need to change this draw chart again. Okay, you need to change this draw chart, and after you have this new draw chart, then let's check. Yep, you can get the result. And the console here, you can see this data, and then yeah, this is the JSON. So when you try to this draw chart, it means now you are not using any, when you draw the chart, you are not using from the HTML. When you are drawing the chart, you are going to get from this API, and from this API it will convert the data. So the data that you got, it will be converted into this new array, and this new array will go to the data table, you know, the data table that we already learned in the previous video. And after you have the data table, yeah, you put into the data, and the data will be the basis for the bar chart. Okay, so that's the idea. You can take a look on the code in more detail. And yeah, I think that's all for the data visualization. So we want to know how to visualize the data from the DB, and we can use also the REST API to show the data into the web. Okay? So we are using some essential elements of interaction. Yeah, in this course I just skipped the SVG. I didn't explain about the SVG. And yeah, you know that we are using some open source framework like the Google, and yeah, you can use the high chart, and you also, you know, the M chart. Okay, so those kind of charts are available for free, and you can just reuse it. So that's all. I hope that your team project, in the team, in the your project, you can also apply the data visualization. Yeah, very simple visualization will be fine, as long as you include it, one or two from your possibility of your topic. Okay, thank you very much for listening, and see you on the other video.